Hi, my name's Sam Pansino from Fat Audio Concepts, and you're watching NsayneTV, the show about modified cars and custom car audio systems. Mention NsayneTV for the month of June 2009 and receive a 15% discount on any head unit purchased from our store. It's the 7th episode, and I want to thank you for continuing to watch our show, as well as all the positive feedback we've been receiving. If you haven't already, you can send us questions and feedback to info@insayne.tv. As of filming this episode, we are 300 members and growing on our Facebook group, and we just want to thank you for all the feedback you've been leaving because it helps us gauge how the show's been received by you, the viewer. So thank you. Our show has been watched nearly 2,000 times since it first launched 2 months ago. And we'd just like to thank all our overseas viewers, especially from Hong Kong and the United States. Can't believe it's getting out there that far, so keep watching and send us some feedback. Let us know what you think of the show on the other side of the world. So hi from down under! If you're wondering why we're doing this show, it's because we're passionate about cars and our car audio systems. And we want to share our passion with you guys, the viewer. We love our cars and we want to show you what we can do to them. And I'm just going way too far. I don't need to go into that much depth, but just in case you wanted to know, we will go as deep as catechalism. I hope I pronounced that right. That's enough from me at the moment. Let's have a look at what Brett's doing. Brett!
Yo!
Wow, you're doing something technical. This could only mean the Brett Files! The Brett Files! The Brett Files. Hey Brett, how's it?
Give me that. This is the Brett Files.
And I've got my stupid cap on. Well, now that you've got the mic, Mr. Smarty Pants. They are smart pants. Wow. Okay. Dude, what's that orange thing in the quarter panel there?
This orange thing here, that's the battery for the car, see?
Wow. What are those big chunky things hanging off it?
They're actually the Stinger HPM terminals.
Ooh, why is that the one on the plus sign? Why has that got like a big square screen on it? What's that for?
That's actually the voltage gauge for the car, so you can actually see how much power is coming out of the battery.
Oh, that's cool. So that way you know if you've been playing your stereo for a while, you can see how much voltage is in there, so you know you should be turning it off or trying to start your car if it gets a bit low.
Exactly.
Ah, I like.
You can also tell if your alternator's charging at the right voltage too.
Oh, so when you start your car up, you can see if that's hypothetically 14.4 volts.
14.4, yeah.
I heard rumours about that, that's why I thought I'd just throw that out there. Because
It's not a rumour, it's true.
Okay, that rumour's been confirmed. 14.4 volts, good charge while your motor's running.
Good charge.
What's that big anal-looking thing? I said anal.
Okay. Mind out of the gutter now.
It says A.
Mind out of the gutter. It does say A. That stands for 300 amps.
This car's got 300 amps?
No, it has 2 amps. That is a fuse that is able to handle 300 amps of current.
Ah, okay. So in case of a dead short of some kind, he won't melt the car?
The car won't catch fire, yeah, and catching fire in a car is a bad thing.
Ah, okay. Fire, no good. Unless it's out the exhaust tips, big flame shooters. Anyway.
No, because that's illegal.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Only if you get caught. I didn't say that.
He did say that. I didn't say that. The Brett Files would never condone such actions.
Neither should I.
Neither should Sam.
Okay. Out of curiosity,
Yes.
man, these panels, they don't look standard. What's happening here?
Well, basically, there's been a lot of work done on this car, so the battery doesn't normally live in the back here.
Oh, I thought as much.
No, so what we've actually done is we've relocated the battery to here. We've made a fascia panel to cover the battery and so you don't see down into the inner guard. It also allows us to run the cabling through there and it all looks nice and neat.
Oh, that's killer. Now what about the opposite side? Looks like we've got a CD, DVD stacker by any chance?
Yeah, that's actually Alpine's DHA S690. It's their 6-disc stacker. It's actually a DVD stacker. It'll also play MP3s, DivX, a whole heap of different video formats. And we've done the same thing on this side. We've made a fascia panel to hide the inner guard and to hide the cables running behind there.
Now I noticed you said format. Is that format there? Oh, that's actually a floor mat.
That's a floor mat, not a format.
Okay, well that floor mat, I got to tell you man, the trimming on this thing looks really neat, but this carpet doesn't look like anything you can get in Australia.
No, this carpet actually came directly from the UK.
Wow, imported carpet. I wonder if that's where the swine flu came from. No. Attention seeker.
That was a real cough, actually.
Well, can we show me where these leads lead to?
Okay, well, if we wander around this side of the car, you may have actually seen this car before when Sam was doing his garage tour. There's a little bit more work being done to this. The speakers are in finally now. The door trims are just about ready to go on. But as far as all that power cable that leads from the back of the car, if you have a look in behind the seats here, you'll see we've got 2 of the PDX amplifiers, and this is where all the power wires come through eventually, and they get to the amplifiers.
What are those power cables coming across the side there? I can see some big bright blue things.
Yeah, well, they're the actual power cables that come from the back of the car as well. And actually, they're the power cables for the amplifiers. We've got 2 of the Alpine PDX amplifiers here.
Can I ask why are the power cables so thick? I mean, man, that's the size of my finger.
Well, basically, these amplifiers do draw a fair bit of power, and to be able to supply that power, you need to feed them the power. So the bigger the cable, the better. That's why in the back there's a really big thick cable, which we call 0 gauge power cable. That gets distributed in behind one of the panels here and gets split into 2 4 gauge power cables, which are this size power cable here in the blue. The darker blue, that is, not the skinny little blue, that's the remote wire.
Ooh. Well, the next question is, what's that?
There's 2 10-inch subs living under there, and this is basically a loading board for the subs. So instead of the bass just lifting up and firing up into the open air, it actually hits that board and gets propelled forward into the cabin of the car. And being a convertible, we need to get as much of that bass into the cabin as possible.
Dude, I found this behind the car. Is this 0 gauge as well?
It is 0 gauge. It's the Stinger Pro 0 gauge.
Is there differences in Stinger, like not in Stinger cable, but is there differences in 0 gauge cabling? I mean, what's the difference between I know you can pay up to $75 a metre for a good 0 gauge, and there are some 0 gauges out there for $5 a metre. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, there's actually quite a large difference. A lot of the Stinger stuff, I don't know if you can see on the inside there, Stinger use what they call an OFC cable, which is an oxygen-free copper. Basically, copper is a very good conductor of electricity and current flow, which is why all the quality cables will run a copper cable.
I know a good conductor. Joe Wog's sister.
No, she's a trained driver.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My bad.
There are the cheaper brands like the $5 a metre cable that you were talking about before, are generally what they refer to as CCA cable or copper-clad aluminium cable. Again, not too bad, but ideally it's not the sort of cable you want to use in a big system like this. Aluminium doesn't quite conduct the power the same way that copper does. I wouldn't use it, but if I just had a little amplifier, not drawing a lot of power, it'd be okay.
Bresh just taught us a bit about 0 gauge cabling and the differences in them. So if you're running a big amplified system, make sure you run big cables so that way each amp gets the correct amount of current.
As much power as possible. There's not such thing as too much power.
Just like an engine, no such thing as too much power. Even if you don't use it all, it's good to have it there on tap.
Exactly.
That's insane.
NsayneTV. Well, I guess I'm Brett. This has been the Brett Files. We'll see you next week.
I'm Stupid Sam.
See you, Stupid Sam.
Bye. Later, y'all.
Stupid Sam.
I think I hear my mama calling. I hope you got something out of that power cable explanation and as to why you need 0 gauge when you're running multiple amplifiers. So yeah, thanks Brett. In the workshop today, let's see what we've got happening. The caddy, it's getting its rust treatment. It's up on the hoist because it's a lot easier to work on the seals while it's up on a hoist, because to do it on the ground when you'd absolutely break your back. And I think we're getting a bit too old and a bit too wise to realise that we shouldn't be working upside down. But yeah, this thing's just got a bit of cancer in the bottom quarters, so we're just cutting that out and welding it all up. And it won't be long before that's ready for primer. Let's have a bit more of a tour, see what else we've got happening. I showed you this one last week, where it was getting all the colour coding happening. Well, we walk around carefully. You can see where the roof racks used to be were up here. They're now all gone. It's all painted up. Wheel arches and side skirts are all colour coded. Bumper bars all done. This thing's ready to go back together. The car's, even though it's a 4-wheel drive, it's looking a lot lower than it used to. So yeah, loving the way this thing come up. I tell you, whoever does the plastic welding here does a damn good job. If we walk over this way, we've got the MG. We'll see how that's going to be coming along. We've got a Rover here, just getting a bit of neatening up, if you will. It's just getting the bumper bar reconditioned, going to clean up the wheels a bit, make this car look really, really nice. So you can see it's already a really nice looking car. Paintwork on this car's gorgeous. I love the way this thing is, but we're going to make it even better because it's what we do. Now, the GDIR. You saw this last week in Etch Primer. Well, it's just had its first rub back. She's all basically masked up, ready for its first coat of high fill. So high fill is just going to help us guide coat this thing to just be flat as possible. You can see there's already been a few little high spots come through, so that's showing you that there was a high spot. But yeah, this thing's all masked up, ready to go into the booth. And then yeah, she'll be coming out in high fill, so next week we'll see this in its first coat or even second coat of high fill. We'll just see how it comes along. The XY, all the doors are back on. It's ready for its first coat of paint, so we're just waiting to get some time in this place and we'll wheel this thing into the spray booth. So hopefully by next episode you might even see the gorgeous colour on this, that silver. I tell you, it's going to be hot. Now we've had a look at that, let's go and have a look at Project A, see how it's coming along. Now if we look just here, we've given it a new nose job. It's got its new bar on there. We're just starting to now flush up the lines. We've filled it all up with plastic weld. Now we're just putting a bit of plastic putty over the top, so that way the bumper bar buds up with the bonnet really nice and neat. The bar irons are all made up as well, so this thing just bolts up like it's basically made from Maserati themselves. The owner of the vehicle was very impressed with the way those brackets came up, so we had an engineer laser cut them for us. We welded it together ourselves, and it's still got a lot of adjustability in it, so that way, yeah, you can move it around a bit. So it's going to line up pretty damn nice. This thing will have the sexiest lines on it when it's finished. And if we make our way down just a bit further, this is the bumper off the Rover that we saw just before. It's had a bit of a split up the back of the bar. So what we're going to do here is we'll just rub the bar back. I'm going to basically cut a groove into here. Then I'm going to plastic weld this bar, heat it, push it back down, seal it all up. But because it's all been done with plastic, it's going to be as strong as it was when it was brand new. And that's the kind of look that we need to go for with these exotic cars. They need to go together better than they came apart. And if we have a look over here, we've got that Monaro bonnet. How tough is this thing coming along? I mean, that is just so aggressive. And it's all been rubbed back. This is now going to get its next coat of primer just to make sure it's still, you know, just getting better and better each time. So yeah, you can see there's just been a few little low spots that we've had. We've now found those thanks to the guide coat. We found a bit of a high spot as well. So now that that's all been blocked back, it'll get another coat. We'll let that still sit for about another week or two. Then we'll give it another rub back. Let's watch this door go up. Wow. Like magic. And that's nearly 90-degree vertical. Oh, I like that. Just a quick look what's happening inside here. That's the control module for all the electric doors and electric door openers and you name it, everything's happening in there. We've also got the Clarion DVD system that's inside there as well. And we've got a full in-car PC going in. So the interior is a bit of a schmozzle at the moment because we're just trying to get everything pre-wired, make sure it's all working before we start doing the full assembly. And then we're going to basically color code all the wood grain to be the same color as the car. And we're going to get some window tinting done with a bit of like blood runs coming through the actual tints as well. Should look really interesting. So we're going to get Nick from Exotic Customs to come in and help us on that one. We'll see how he does it. Thank you. And that's what we've got happening here at NsayneTV. What? Hey!
Hey, feedback time.
Oh, okay. Oh, good timing. Thanks, dude. Goodbye. Feedback time. Let's see what feedback we got. Marie Jones. Hey there, Sam. This is crazy. Is it on TV? What channel? Looks like everything's going well. It is going well, but we want it to go better. So keep telling all your friends, get as many people as you can watching, and we even might make it to a big channel, i.e. channel 7, channel 9, channel 10. Pick us up, please. Thank you. Next up, we have Vince Pansino. Hey cuz, again, fantastic episode. Any chance we can see Vito explaining some of his techniques? If we can get Glenn to come down one day during daytime, we can actually film him spray painting so you can see the techniques and the flow techniques, and he's exciting to watch, but it's hard to, you're not allowed to be in the booth at the same time with him, so it's a bit hard to show you how the paint actually goes on, but we will try and do a bit of a setup if we can get a camera up inside there, taped up at the wall somewhere, jig it up somehow, and we'll do a bit of a fast feedback on how how cars get painted. Rick, I definitely like the longer 25-minute episodes. I didn't realise you guys did bodywork, etc. too. Mate, we do it all. Anything to do with modifying your car, it's done here, and it's done well. So thanks for your feedback, guys. Keep it coming, and please don't forget to tell your friends. Keep them coming too. Oh, hang on. Wait. There's more. George. This is George. Man, I can't pronounce your surname, George. I do apologise. I'm hopeless with surnames. But Sam, I say paint your XR candy green with red with a gold line separating both colours. I mentioned that a bit earlier. So, mate, love your suggestions, George. I put the colours together and it looked, yeah, hell yeah. So, love your choices, mate. We obviously have a lot of similarities happening there. Well, that's all the feedback we've got for this week. So, in the meantime, if you've got any feedback yourself, let us know. Email us at info@insane.tv. We'd love to hear from you. I have to say, just so you guys know, behind the cameras here, we have the best crew. I shouldn't swear, sorry. Behind the cameras here, we have the best crew. They just make you laugh 24/7. So as you've noticed in our outtakes, we are laughing all the time because that's what it's like here. It's such a funny environment. We work with a great bunch of guys. We've got awesome producers and script writers and people holding poles. But it's like that 24/7. So great teamwork. So, and thank you, Mark Rushton, for mentioning that as well on one of our feedbacks. Let's not forget about the guys behind the scene. So, and yeah, thank you to everyone out there. Stay tuned for more Insane TV. If you're a hardcore fan, then make sure you tell your friends, your family, tell all your mates, tell everybody about our show, and let's all get inspired together and show the world what we can do with our insane modified rides. I'd like to remind you about joining our Facebook group. Just search for Fat Audio Concepts, join, and chat with other car enthusiasts. Leave questions and comments and feedback for either myself or Brett, and we'll do the best to incorporate your feedback into the show. And we also have hundreds and hundreds of dedicated viewers. You're in my space. You're in my Facebook.
That's my face. Okay.
Brett, I found something else. What?
You were walking over, I could see you about to laugh.
I was not going to laugh.
He was going to laugh.
Okay, I'm up to here. I'm walking.
Yeah, you laugh.
Somebody said fat butcher. I got something on my nose.
Okay, here we go.
Quick! Give me that.